This production is brought to you by the Texas Advocates, in association with the Arc of Texas, and funded by the Texas Council on Developmental Disabilities. This is a production of the Peer-to-Peer Project. The Legislative Map. Here are some ideas to look for in the following activity. It is important to understand that there are 3 levels of government. There are representatives and senators who help in each level of government. It is important that self-advocates tell their story to the people in power. Hi everyone. I'd like to talk about legislative advocacy. But first, let me review. Self-advocacy is speaking for yourself, telling people what you want and what you don't want. So legislative advocacy is actually going to your representatives and your senators and telling them what you want and what you don't want. So that we can better understand legislative advocacy, today we're going to talk about the different levels of government. We're also going to talk about state school living versus community living, and we're going to talk a little bit about how money moves. Some other things that you might hear, we're going to talk a little bit about waiting lists. A waiting list is a list of people that are waiting for services. People with disabilities waiting for services. Okay, so I've got all my friends here. Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
Fine.
So I'm going to ask my friend Francisco to help me out. And so he's going to help move the icons. Okay? So I want to point over to the board. I want everyone to look at the board. As you can see, we've got the United States in red, and we've got the state of Texas in orange. To the side, we have the capital of Washington, D.C., the white one, Francisco. And then we have some other state capitals in orange. And then we have our state school with the flag on it. We have some community living houses. And then we have our representatives and senators. And then the little colored dots are people. And then the colored dots with the wheelchairs on them are people with disabilities. So let's begin. First of all, who can tell me what legislative advocacy is? Dana? Just again, because I forgot. Who thinks they can help her out? Adam?
Like to show people and then follow along how it goes, like with the people and stuff. Get them to where they belong.
Right. So legislative advocacy is going to talk to your representatives and your senators and telling them what you need.
Yeah.
So the money and the services and the people can get off the waiting list and move along.
Yes.
So let's start out. Who takes care of the whole United States? Who knows the answer? Adam?
Presidents.
The President of the United States. He takes care of the entire U.S. of A.
Well, that's not entirely true. He is the commander-in-chief, but he doesn't hold absolute power over the country.
Right? He doesn't hold absolute power. Only we have absolute power in ourselves, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But he is the commander-in-chief. So where does he live at?
The White House.
He lives at the White House. Francisco, can you move the White House over to the star on the red map?
That would be somewhere near the District of Columbia.
Right. But let's just put it there for now.
Alrighty.
Okay, so if the president is the commander-in-chief and takes care of the U.S. of A. Who takes care of the state of Texas?
The state legislation.
The state legislators help, but who actually takes care of the state of Texas? Who can tell me? Adam?
The governor?
The governor. Who's the governor now? Does anybody know the governor?
Perry?
Rick Perry is the governor.
I thought you were going to say Tyler Perry.
No, not Tyler Perry.
Nah.
Even though that would be hilarious. So let's put our state. So where does the governor have all of his do all of his business?
In the capital?
In the capital.
With-
So let's put a state capital by the star.
Of Texas.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Isn't that where we are right now?
Yes, we're in Austin, the state capital of Texas. Can anybody name me some other state capitals?
Let's see. There's Springfield, Illinois.
Springfield, Illinois. Thank you, Alan. Aaron, can you name a state capital?
Oh, what?
A state capital.
Any state. Think of the capital.
Any state.
Providence, Rhode Island.
Rhode Island?
Providence, Rhode Island. Thank you, Alan. That was very good. Okay, so who works at the capital of Texas? We just said it a few minutes ago. Malika?
Rick Perry.
Rick Perry, but who helps Rick Perry out? No.
The senators?
The senators and the representatives. So, Francisco, can you move the senators and the representatives? Okay. So we've got our senators and representatives there. Now, the President of the United States, he also has representatives and senators, right?
Yes.
So let's move some representatives and senators over there.
Could I say right now, as of 2009, who our president is?
If you want to say who our president is, go ahead.
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama is the current president. That's correct.
I voted for him.
He was
Who can name-
the first African American president.
Yeah,
Who
Aaron.
can name some past presidents?
George Bush,
George
Abraham
W.
Lincoln.
Bush.
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton? Fernando?
George
Ronald
Washington.
Reagan? Okay.
Abraham Lincoln.
George Washington, Abraham Lincoln,
Teddy
Malika?
Roosevelt.
Can you name another president?
Franklin Roosevelt.
Franklin Roosevelt. Now, that's a pretty interesting thing. Who knows about Franklin D. Roosevelt?
He was infected by polio somewhere in the 1920s.
He was affected by polio, so he had a disability. Right.
And unfortunately, he had to mask that disability.
He masked his disability, so he used to paint his braces so that nobody could see him.
I also got one, but John F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy. Okay.
Harry Truman.
Harry Truman, that's another president.
Who's Harry Truman?
Oh, he's the guy that signed the order to drop the A-bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Oh.
The A-bomb,
What
what
about-
does that mean? What's an A-bomb?
The
What
atomic
about
bomb, the
Garfield?
first... Aaron, let me finish. The atomic bomb.
The atomic bomb. Okay, so we have our senators and representatives. Now let's talk about where people live.